Ever wondered why internet security is so crucial in our digital era? Let's dive into that. In today's world, the internet has become as essential as the air we breathe. We use it for everything from sending a quick email to controlling the smart devices in our homes to conducting sophisticated business transactions. It's a vast, interconnected web that brings the world to our fingertips. But with every click, every search, every shared file, we expose ourselves to potential risks. Imagine this. You're in a bustling city, and every person you pass has access to your most personal information. Your bank details, your private conversations, your location, all laid bare for anyone to see. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, that's the reality of the digital world without proper security measures. Without internet security, we become susceptible to data theft, hacking, and privacy invasion. Cybercriminals are always looking for ways to exploit vulnerabilities, to grab sensitive data, to disrupt systems, or to spread malicious software. They can do this in a myriad of ways, from phishing emails to ransomware attacks. And the consequences can be dire, leading to financial loss, damage to reputation, and even potential legal implications. But it's not just about protecting against cybercriminals. Internet security is also about ensuring the integrity and availability of data. It's about making sure that the information you send and receive is accurate, unaltered, and accessible when you need it. Imagine sending an important email only to find out it was intercepted and altered in transit, or trying to access your files only to discover they've been locked or deleted. That's the kind of chaos that can ensue without proper internet security. So, where does Internet Protocol Security, or IPSec, come into play? Well, IPSec is one of the protocols designed to address these security challenges. It provides a framework for secure communications over IP networks, helping to safeguard our online interactions and ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of our data. Understanding Internet Protocol Security, or IPSec, will shed light on how we protect our online interactions. So, let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of IPSec in the next scene. Stay tuned. So, what exactly is IPSec? Well, let's break it down. IPSec, also known as Internet Protocol Security, is a suite of protocols designed to ensure the security of Internet Protocol, or IP network traffic. In other words, it's a set of rules that help secure the communication between your device and the rest of the Internet. Now, you might be wondering, what's inside this suite of protocols? There are three main components to IPSec: Authentication Header, or AH, Encapsulating Security Payload, or ESP, and Internet Key Exchange, or iKey. Let's start with the Authentication Header. In its simplest form, the Authentication Header adds a layer of security to the packet being sent over the Internet. It does this by including a cryptographic hash of the packet's contents. This hash acts like a digital fingerprint, ensuring that the payload or the data being sent hasn't been tampered with during transit. Next, we have the Encapsulating Security Payload. This nifty protocol provides an extra layer of security by encrypting the payload of the IP packet. This means that even if someone manages to intercept the packet, they wouldn't be able to understand the data without the correct decryption key. Finally, we have the Internet Key Exchange. This protocol is like the mastermind behind the scenes, managing the secure exchange of cryptographic keys between your device and the server. It's the one that ensures that the keys used for the authentication header and encapsulating security payload are safely exchanged. So, in essence, IPSec is like a security guard for your internet communication. It uses authentication header to ensure that your data isn't tampered with, encapsulating security payload to keep your data secret, and Internet Key Exchange to manage the secure exchange of keys. Now that we have a basic understanding of IPSec, let's delve deeper into its functionalities. What functions does IPSec perform to secure our network traffic? Well, it's a three-pronged approach: confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. Let's start with confidentiality. IPSec ensures that all the data you send over an IP network remains hidden from prying eyes. Think of it as sending a letter in a sealed envelope rather than on a postcard. Only the intended recipient, who has the correct key, can open the envelope and read the message. In this way, IPSec provides confidentiality by encrypting the data during transmission, making it unreadable to any unauthorized individuals. Next, we have integrity. Now, what would happen if someone intercepted your sealed envelope and changed the contents without you or the recipient knowing about it? That's where integrity comes in. IPSec provides a mechanism to ensure that the data you send arrives at the recipient exactly as you sent it. It uses cryptographic checksums, a kind of digital fingerprint, to verify that the data hasn't been altered in transit. If the data is tampered with, the checksums won't match and the recipient will know something is amiss. Finally, we have authentication. It's one thing to send a sealed, unalterable letter, but how does the recipient know it's actually from you? That's where authentication comes in. IPSec uses digital signatures to verify the identity of the sender. This way, the recipient can be sure that the data really did come from you and not from an imposter. So, to recap, IPSec provides confidentiality by encrypting the data, integrity by ensuring the data hasn't been tampered with, and authentication by verifying the sender's identity. All these functions work together to provide a secure environment for IP communications, ensuring that no third party can eavesdrop or tamper with any message. These functionalities make IPSec a powerful tool for securing IP communications. Next, let's explore the transport mode of IPSec. What happens when IPSec operates in transport mode? Well, let's delve into this a little deeper. Transport mode is one of the two operational modes of IPSec, the other being tunnel mode. In transport mode, IPSec only encrypts the payload or the data of the original IP packet, leaving the IP header intact and visible. You might be wondering, why would we leave the IP header unencrypted? Good question. The IP header contains important routing information, which allows the packet to reach its destination. If this was encrypted, the routers along the way would not know where to send it. So, in transport mode, the IP header remains in clear text to facilitate proper routing, while the payload stays encrypted to maintain data confidentiality. Now, let's talk about where transport mode is typically used. It's primarily used for end-to-end communication between hosts or devices. This is because transport mode encrypts only the data portion of each packet, but leaves the header untouched and readable. This makes it a great fit for non-routing traffic, like that between a client and a server, or between two endpoints on a network. Let's use a real-world example to make this clearer. Imagine you're sending a letter through the mail. The letter itself, the payload, is placed in an envelope to keep its contents secret. However, the address on the envelope, the IP header, is left visible so that the postal service can deliver it to the correct location. Similarly, in transport mode, the data, our letter, is encrypted, but the IP header, our address, is left visible for correct routing. To sum it up, transport mode in IPSec provides a good blend of security and functionality. It ensures that the data being transmitted is protected while still allowing for efficient routing of the packet. It's like having your cake and eating it too. Transport mode is an essential part of IPSec, but another key aspect is authentication header. How does IPSec ensure the integrity of our data? Let's talk about authentication header. Authentication header, or AH, is a fundamental part of the IPSec suite. This protocol plays a vital role in maintaining the integrity and authenticity of our data as it travels across the vast expanse of the internet. But how does it do that? Well, let's dive a little deeper. When we send data over the internet, it's divided into packets. Each packet is like a digital envelope containing a portion of our data. Now, this is where the authentication header steps in. A adds a new header field to each packet. This isn't just any header though. It contains a cryptographic hash of the packet's contents. You might be wondering, what's a cryptographic hash? Think of it as a unique digital fingerprint for the data within the packet. This hash is generated by taking the data and running it through a special algorithm. The resulting hash is unique to the data inside the packet. Even a tiny change in the data would result in a completely different hash. So we've now added this hash to the header. But how does this help ensure the integrity of our data? To answer that, let's consider the journey of our packet. It's sent from the sender to the receiver, traveling through routers and servers, potentially across continents. The receiver, upon receiving the packet, will take the data, run it through the same algorithm and generate a new hash. It then compares this new hash with the one in the authentication header. If the two hashes match, it means the data has not been tampered with during transit. If they don't match, it's a clear sign that the data integrity has been compromised. And there you have it. This is how the authentication header in IPSec helps ensure our data remains intact and unchanged as it traverses the internet. With the authentication header, IPSec offers a robust mechanism for data integrity, making it a crucial part of our internet security landscape.